Good morning, everyone. Time for Conspiracy Nation Volume 4. Aptly titled as we watch Big Brother watching us and our founding fathers rolling over in their graves, we have 3 instances happening now, just recently, in America with the gutting of the Fourth Amendment to the Constitution. Started with the Indiana Supreme Court ruling that people do not have a right to resist an unlawful entry by the police. Actually overturned about 1,000 years, maybe 800 years of common law back to the Magna Carta. And this judge, Stephen David, who wrote for the majority to take it upon themselves to overthrow 800 years of law, said, and I quote, "We believe a right to resist an unlawful police entry into a home is against public policy and is incompatible with modern Fourth Amendment jurisprudence. We also find that allowing resistance unnecessarily escalates the level of violence and therefore risk of injuries to all parties involved without preventing the arrest." So there you have it. You don't have any recourse for a bunch of thugs, armed thugs, jackbooted government terrorist thugs kicking down your door and doing whatever they want. So you can see the writing on the wall, people of Indiana. You are living in a police state. Not much you can say about that. Next article. The U.S. Supreme Court actually suspends the Fourth Amendment to the Constitution by a vote of 8-1. This happened on June 4th. The police officers in question here were actually investigating another issue, and they heard what they thought were noises indicating unlawful activity. So because of those noises, they broke down the door without a warrant, and now the Supreme Court is justifying that. The actual lone dissenter was Ruth Bader Ginsburg, who wrote, "The urgency, exigent circumstances must exist, I would rule, when the police first come on the scene and prompted by their own conduct." So you can see the walls are slowly crumbling. The frog is slowly boiling in the pot, and a fascist police state is rapidly now being instituted in the United States of America. And the last story is so shocking that it's beyond belief. Actual SWAT teams from the Department of Education, yes, you heard that right, the Department of Education has its own SWAT team. There's nothing you can say about that. Anyway, the story is that they broke down the door of this gentleman, Ken Wright, as he was coming to answer the loud knocking. That's another trick they love to do. They supposedly knock to present the warrant. Well, they never do give you time to answer the door before they kick it down. I mean, it's ridiculous. But anyway, so Ken Wright was coming down to answer the door, and there are a dozen black-clad armored men were swarming his lawn, and then they threw him to the ground, and they threw him in the back of a police car, all at gunpoint, and held him in the back of the police car for 6 hours, terrified his children. And why? Because apparently his ex-wife, who was no longer living there, was charged with student loan fraud. And apparently the Department of Education wanted to get some of her papers or perhaps arrest her. So absolutely insane stuff going on, crazy stuff, and you have to start to wonder whether you still live in a free country. I really think it's beginning to be time for. I know there's a lot of people, Alex Jones and others, who are going to try to fight this fight. I don't think this fight can be won. I think that the majority of people in this country would welcome a fascist police state. So it's probably getting near time for those who are free thinking individuals and those who like liberty and freedom, probably getting near time to pack your bags and leave the country, because the United States appears to be descending into a fascist police state, something similar to the East German Stasi or the Nazi or Stalinist fascism, communism, totalitarianism, whatever it is. It is basically Big Brother, and he is going to be watching you and coming for you. So make plans appropriately, and we'll talk to you next time.